All the links to the original posts are given in the description. So now let's head straight to the video.
Boyfriend embarrassed us by insisting to our friends that she opens her relationship while she recovers from surgery. Quick backstory: my friend has had a really bad couple of months. She's a gymnastic coach, PE teacher for kids and teenagers, and through a combination of wear and tear and a bad fall she had during a session, she had to have surgery back in April on her back. She had to go back in October for a second operation. She's currently going through physical therapy to recover now. Over the weekend, our whole friend group went out to celebrate another friend's birthday at a local bar. One of our friends asked Ashley how her back was doing. She gave us an update that she was doing fine and it feels a lot better, but it still hurts doing things like getting in and out of bed as she recovers. So that brought up the discussion about how his back surgery affected her. At one point during the discussion, my boyfriend asked how it had affected their intimacy. Ash was caught off guard, but she answered. She said that they just haven't been able to do much because it was simply just too painful. So Tyson decides to double down on the awkwardness of asking that question and ask if they have considered opening up their relationship. Adrian and Tyson aren't really friends. They know each other because Ashley and I know each other, and they're buddies with the other guys. Both Ashley and Adrian said no. Tyson claims he was drunk and that's why kept pushing the issue. But after they said no, he once again doubled down. Myself and others told him to drop it. He said it's a legitimate suggestion and it's not fair on Adrian. Adrian snapped at him that he wasn't going to go screw another woman because Ash can barely get out of bed. Tyson finally agreed to drop it, but the awkwardness was at the table. When we left, we got into an argument because he thinks he made a legitimate suggestion to a solution to their problem. He genuinely doesn't see how it's wrong to say if your girlfriend can't bang you, you should see other people in the meantime. My friends told me that the other guys said Adrian was actually furious when we left. He just didn't want to make a scene at the birthday party. He embarrassed us to our friend whose birthday it was, and he embarrassed us to our friend with the injured back. How do I get him to apologize for being so rude to everyone over the weekend? Few responses from the community. Response 1. You have bigger problems than needing him to apologize. You have a boyfriend who thinks men are owed sex and should be free to get it outside of a relationship when their partner is unable to do it in a time of illness. You have a boyfriend who thinks it's okay to bring up and push inappropriate topics on people he barely knows. You have a boyfriend who doesn't care that he was making things awkward and uncomfortable for everyone at someone's birthday celebration. You can't change people and you can't make someone apologize when they don't think they are wrong. A fake apology isn't worth anything. And if this was my friend's partner, I wouldn't want him around ever again and would hope they broke up ASAP. Response 2. In my early 20s I started dating the man who had been my high school crush. We ran into each other at a bar. I confessed that I used to doodle his name on my notebooks. He somehow wasn't terrified, and we became an item. I legitimately thought I was going to marry this guy. He was so perfect, until the night I introduced him to my friend group and he casually used the N-word in conversation. I was horrified. My friends were horrified. He was not the one. This guy is not the one for you. He wore a mask and he wore it well, but you saw it slip. It will reflect poorly on you if you chose to stay with him and people will distance themselves from you. And as others have pointed out, you can obviously scratch in sickness and in health from any future vows to this prince. Response 3. Girl, you have a bigger problem here other than just how to get your insensitive, inconsiderate and jerk of a boyfriend to apologize. God forbid that something like this happens to you. Clearly, if you can't give your boyfriend sex, he thinks it's completely okay to go sleep around while you're healing. Why the F would you want to be with someone who clearly only cares about his own needs? Response 4. It's hard to see this in your 20 seconds because injuries are so rare, but one of the greatest benefits of a healthy marriage is having someone by your side during the toughest moments in your life. The last thing you want to worry about when you are dealing with long-term pain is a significant other who thinks opening the relationship is going to solve their sexual frustration problems. You need to talk to your boyfriend about this, and if he doesn't want to grow up, you need to give him the opportunity to by breaking up with him. He will learn a lesson and you will lose a loser. Response 5. You're focusing on the wrong thing. Yes, he was way out of line and acted like a jackass, but your bigger problem is that this is how he thinks. He told you and your friends in no uncertain terms that if you ever got sick or injured, priority 1 would be his dick. That speaks to the kind of value he places on you and women in general. And the verdict is, your man sucks. You know this now, and you're still with him. The man you choose is a reflection on your values, so at some point this stops being him embarrassing you and starts becoming you embarrassing yourself. Right now, your friends are thinking this guy sucks, but eventually they'll start thinking, Why is she with this guy who sucks? He basically told everyone he would throw her over for another woman in a second if she couldn't fuck him. But I guess she's willing to settle for that. Poor girl, her self-esteem must be terrible.